Ready, guys. It is 3:30 this Tuesday, May 27th. Sorry I missed the last update. I just got busy, forgot about it. So, spectacular run to the upside today. I had to say this. We started off on the long side, looking for to see if this overnight little rally was going to have some legs, and boy, did it. We got some early weakness to buy against if you were aggressive. And then they've been just grinding this all the way up. Let's see if they can hold on to these gains or if we're going to see some profit taking going into the close here. Looking at the news this morning, the durable goods number came in at a terrible number, minus 6.3. They expected -8, so it was not as bad as expected, but it's pretty bad, -6. Okay, the housing data came in, mine a little bit on the downside. It's 2 months old, it's from March, so about the same. So a little bit on the weak side. And then consumer confidence, way up, 98, expected 87. So all that stuff together, let's get the market in a good mood, and they kept going higher. So we are at this point here back up in this upper range. We are working ourselves up to these upper levels where we're going to find some pretty good resistance. The first spot to take out was this level, the 5905s, which we managed to do. And as long as it's close above that 59.10 to 12, the overnight session high, and also the breakout point for this little pop to the upside, if they can hold that level, I'm going to start off on the long side going into the overnight. If they cannot hold that level, trade back down into below that 59.10 to 12, I'm going to be back range bound going into the overnight. So that's the way I'm looking at it. There's my F1 here. There it is. So watching that level right there. So if you can hold it above that one, in pretty good shape. That 59.10 to 12 is the one I'm going to key in on. So if they can hold up here, we're going to be in a good spot to take this higher. So that's how we get started. I'm going to buy weakness. This point against the 59.25s, 59.10 to 12s, 5900s for rotations back up again. Below 5900, we are back down in this lower range again. So, and I would take off the long bias already. We're going to take out the 59.12s, 10 to 12 here. No trades on the ES for me today. I did take a trade on the, let me show you that. I did take a trade on NASDAQ. Let's see, you can get that shared. Late in the day, I haven't traded anything today, but here late in the session, I figured I had a potential shot. And that was, after this pretty good move, I haven't traded a whole lot on the way up here. On the way, they looked like they run out of gas at the 2 o'clock hour, started trending lower in perfect timing at the 2 o'clock shift. First trading lower. We came down here to that first standard deviation, and here you had a potential for a little fake it. You're at support, the 420 lower support area, and they looked to me like they were trying to take it lower, and then they were hesitating. So I tried a long trade there. Hang on a sec, guys. Guys, that was weird. Someone knocked on the door and would not let me hang up on him. Anyway, so this trade I was taking, it looked to me like I had a shot of support holding. So I tried a long trade and went to break even. Looked to me like I had a great trade going there for a bit, but they stopped me out, and then they went a little bit higher, and now they're down here pushing the lows again. So not quite what I was expecting. And sometimes you get this little run down here, and it's anyone's guess how far they're going to take it. I took my shot here at that lower support area. If they keep going, I would just look at them running it down to test that 370s, maybe even down to the 320s. Now on the long side of this, so if I'm going to stay on the long side to get started, but if they take out this low at the 360, I would take off the long bias and go back range bound. But if they can hold above this support area, that three-letter edge here at the 350 and up to 360s, can hold that level, I would be in a pretty good shape to take this higher. So Nasdaq is on. If you look at F1, Nasdaq is pretty darn close to the high, so they're going to start running into some pretty good resistance here. And watch them blow out that 540. If that happens, boy, we are going to be right up here in no time. Now we do have Nvidia earnings coming out tomorrow. That's going to be one of those big things. And so far, Nvidia has been bought on the way up, so it could be buy the rumor, sell the fact kind of a thing going after tomorrow's close. So we'll see. Bond market holding on pretty good. They were to the upside, and they're holding. So they're back up here, holding off in the downward pressure, so yield coming down, price is up a bit. That's awesome. We'll take that. And then looking at oil and gold. Oil and gold. Gold's not doing anything as range bound. They did not manage to get up in that 33.12 area, so they were not able to take this higher. And as such, I would start off range bound with a bias to the downside. Looking to sell strength at the 33.05, 33.10 to 12, or 12, well, 12 to 13 maybe. For rotations back down. If they trade up above that 10 to 12 resistance area, I would be more inclined to start looking for a retracement trade on gold. So that's the gold. And oil, they were down here a bit, now they're back up again. So they're just trading around value, still back and forth. And I would just keep an eye on for these tariffs, or not tariffs, but the sanctions on Russia. If they kick in, if they drop those, I would expect a little bit pop in the overnight on oil, or on oil, at least in the short term. So that's the way I'm looking at oil. But I haven't traded oil or gold today. Range, but none of them was really one that interesting. ES and Nasdaq was the one to trade if you can get on a long trade there and sit with it. Sometimes it takes you by surprise. This grind to the upside, back to the ES, the grind to the upside that you're not prepared to sit in that trade. It's slow grinding to the upside. You get a pop and then there's nothing, and then grinding, 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 grinding. You had to sit in that trade forever. Just wears down your patience. But so one trade on the Nasdaq there got shaken out. This as a $1.50, so that was nothing. I will see if something happened on that later on here. So. Alrighty, guys, we'll leave it there, and I'll see you back bright and early in the morning. You guys have a good evening. I'll catch you later.